Pit stops are underway here at Lowe's. Mark Martin's team makes a chassis adjustment. The car flipped a light switch, he said, and went drastically to the tight side. Snyder.
Greg Biffle running for us says, I can pass that 20 car if I want to. He's on the bottom of your screen. No changes, Alan.
4-tire change for Tony Stewart. The air pressure changes I talked about just a minute ago. He's gone, Dave.
Elliott Sadler just a little bit tough to turn that car. Then will go up 1/2 round on the track bar. 4 tires for Elliott. He leaves pit road.
Tony Stewart will win the race off of pit road. And what NASCAR has told these teams is they must stick to the recommended tire pressure that is given out by Goodyear, that is handed out prior to every race. So NASCAR wants teams to meet the minimum tire pressure that is provided to them from Goodyear before the race. 132 laps to go. NASCAR Nextel Cup Racing presented by the Principal Financial Group at Lowe's.
Hey, Bill, maybe the duck can figure out what's going on around here. Why don't we cue him?
It's quite an outfit right there.
It is.
That's a lame duck.
But he's going to beat the traffic, though. Time for our Aflac trivia question. The first driver to win 4 straight super speedway races at one track.
Man, that's a tough question. I don't know. I surrender.
Bill Elliott at Michigan, where he's been very successful.
I didn't understand the question.
I'll explain it to you after the race. Marty.
Well, Bill, basically like Alan said, NASCAR's mandated air pressures down here, and the 16 team not very happy about it. Explain why you were upset about why they mandated your air pressure.
Well, you know, earlier I heard them say they needed to be 50 pounds, which is recommended on the right front. Well, in my world, I've been 50 pounds all year at this racetrack, okay, because we've been playing it conservative. What it was is the difference in our gauge and the NASCAR gauge. That it's about 0.6 of a pound off. So I had to increase my air pressure just so I wouldn't take a chance of losing points if I ever did blow a tire. It's not something we want to do with the National Guard for, but he's pretty happy with the car. On a good note, the guys are performing great here in the pits. We just don't know how hard to run. We got to get to the end of the race, and it's important for the points, so looking to the end.
It's a safety measure, but is it a fair step to you race teams?
Well, whatever's fair. I mean, we shouldn't have to be doing this kind of game anyhow, I guess. We don't like to race like this. I'd rather be out there telling them, you know, run as hard as you can and go. I mean, he says he can run a 1/2 second faster right now anytime he wants. So, well, maybe we can save that for the end of the race and maybe be okay.
And Greg was not very happy about the timing of this caution either, and really upset about that with NASCAR.
Okay, Biffle runs 7th. Doug alluded to the fact that he could lose points. NASCAR has said that they have not put that out there, that is not the case. And we'll stay on top of that as well.
And we're talking about a 1/2 pound of air pressure. And I'm sure that you folks have seen that little silver air gauge in somebody's shirt pocket. Says, how can that possibly be? But these guys use gauges that cost $500–600. And it is possible to change the air pressure 1/10 of a pound at a time. 38 cars won the lead, isn't he?
He was using racetrack nobody else has been on either coming off the tube.
But again, it goes back to the fact Elliott Sadler was very strong in the Busch race last night and has been strong so far tonight. Tony Stewart, Elliott Sadler, and a pack behind him.
Michael Waltrip right there in 3rd spot, trying to weave his way through a couple of cars that are lap or 10 down.
And Michael's had a good run here tonight. Dave on Michael Waltrip.
And it's still the same good story, Bill. Michael radioed his crew, hey, the car is still great. Give me 4 fresh tires. Don't make any changes.
On board the Napa Chevy. Matt Kenseth right in front of him in that 17 car. Had problems all night. He's 10 laps down.
Kenseth in the 17 car is about as fast as anyone else, but in one of the tires, and look at all the smoke he's getting off when the tire's hitting the fender. And he continues to have right front tire problems.
Ryan Newman in the 12, Mark Martin in the 6, Jimmy Johnson in the 48 right behind him. 3 of the guys in the chase for the championship.
Oh! Boy, Blaney bottomed out. Going into turn 1, unless he's got bigger problems, but almost put that car on a wall. Now he's trying to figure out if he's got a tire going down or if it was just something, if he made a mistake or what, but it takes a while to get your nerve back up.
I was going to say, how quick do you get your confidence back up after something like that?
Usually a corner or two, you'll feel it out. And then if it feels like it's okay to you, then you get back on it.
We see Greg Biffle in the 16 car. He restarted this race in about 7th or 6th or 7th spot. He has fallen back to 11th.
Boy, Rusty Wallace took up the racetrack in 1 and 2. Don't know if he's got an issue, but I was watching just as he just slid up the racetrack like he did have a tire problem.
Very slow.
He sure thinks he's got a tire problem.
And he's trying to figure out if he can get to pit road or not. Rusty Wallace heads to pit road under green, another contender in the chase for the championship.
And trying to get that car slowed down to 45 miles per hour. The speed limit on pit road. Alan, coming to you.
Look at the right rear as Rusty's coming down pit road. He thinks the right rear is flat.
It doesn't look like it from here, Alan, but
yeah, they'll check it, but
left sides look good. 2 right side tires.
You hear the crew chief Larry Carter telling Rusty both left side tires look good. Change the 2 rights and get back out there. I had just left his pit a minute ago asking about the car and the progress of their race. They kind of basically had just been cruising trying to get to the finish without a problem, and a problem found them. I'll follow up in a minute.
And that'll be interesting to find out because it looked like Rusty really wasn't sure if he wanted to come down pit road or not.
That's one of those things too, when a car gets, and we watch the 07, it's to the left of our screen, but you see all those sparks. He may have hit the apron. I can't see from that angle. But if you get your left side tires on the apron, which is below that white line in the corner, the car will bottom out and it shoots up the racetrack.
And another problem, Rusty Wallace's indecision to come to pit road. Too fast, entering, speeding penalty. Will have to do a pass through, come down pit road, pass through pit road under green.
Right, you saw him lock it up. He was trying to get it slowed down. He's going to lose another lap because of that. But sometimes what I was saying, the car will get loose after a restart, and a driver thinks he's got a tire going down because it really gets loose. It's not just a little bit loose like in race conditions. The car really, we've seen a lot of guys struggling after the restart with loose race cars until 5, 6, 7 laps into a run.
That's Dale Jarrett in the 88 UPS Ford.
check this out. Michael Waltrip, that 15 car, trying to get on the inside of Elliott Sadler. Elliott just moves over and lets him go. Let's go up there and chase that 20 car, big boy.
Michael Waltrip's best finish here, second. Alan, you got something on the two?
Yeah, the air pressure gauge on the right rear tire, it was losing air.
Oh, Stewart.
Tony Stewart into the wall.
Cuts a right rear tire. He blew a right rear tire going into turn 3.
The championship leader has brought out the caution at Charlotte.
That's unbelievable.
You know, everybody was worried about Talladega in the points race.
Well, this is another joker thrown in the deck, and you can see the right rear tire is flat, as Wally said.
Tony Stewart came into this race with a 75-point lead in the chase for the Nextel Cup. Right now, that lead is 95 points, but it's about to start shrinking.
Very, very frustrated.
Zipadelli is
just, you know.
Oh, he's so frustrated.
All right, let's take a look.
He's going in the corner, and Wally just minding his business.
Yep, and you watch the car here, it'll just go sideways, and he feels it, but the right rear is down at this point.
Now, he hasn't hurt this car too bad, but it's hard to visualize him outrunning many people. He might be able to stay on the lead lap.
No, he's not going to stay in the lead lap.
Don't think so?
With this car, no.
On board with Michael Waltrip, looking at Tony Stewart.
See that little bit of a wiggle. When he first turned the steering wheel, he felt it loose.
Come on around. Caution is out here.
Matt, Mark Martin's in. They're going to go At least right side tires on this stop. They were talking about maybe doing 4, but Mark called it off, and he's away, Marty.
Jimmy Johnson running 7th, maybe a 2-tire stop here. He sits loose in, a little tighter in the middle of the corner, and it is 2 tires for the 48 Allen.
Going to change the tires on Tony Stewart's car. You already see the crew on the back cutting away the rear bumper cover. They've got to bend that left rear fender corner back in to keep that from sticking out in the air, and they'll probably have to come back a few times under this yellow to try and spruce this 20 car up.
Yeah, as fast as you're going here, you need all that working for you. And he doesn't have anything working for him downforce-wise in the back of that car. So he is going to be struggling for the rest of the night.
Tony Stewart, the championship leader, bringing out the caution at the Lowe's Motor Speedway. 117 to go. What's going to happen next?